Hello?
This is Global Tellink. Three-way calling is prohibited. All inmate telephone calls are recorded. I have a prepaid call from
Mike Dunn,
an inmate at Duval County Jail. Your account balance is $27.85. If you wish to accept this prepaid call, dial 0 and thank you.
Change your title from Hasan the political commentator to Hasan the backseat detective. Dude, I'm the front seat detective after all this. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, brother. I'm doing the goddamn thing, dude. I'm actually the fucking... Why are people saying 0?
hello?
Hey, honey.
Hope you don't mind I called you back.
No, I'm glad you did.
So being in a room by myself kind of sucks, but I guess it'd be better than being in a room with them animals.
Well, they probably wouldn't think too highly about what's going on, and so it is best, but I can only imagine. But your mom said she was sending you a book.
Yep.
And I don't know how she's going about this.
I was thinking about this today, and I was like, I'm the victim here. I'm the fucking victim here. I was the one that was being preyed upon, and I fought back.
Right.
And I'm like, so it's my fault because I asked them to turn their radio down.
Right.
It's like I got attacked, and I fought back because I didn't want to be a victim, and now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I refuse to be a victim, and now I'm incarcerated.
Oh, no.
I somehow insulted these boys by asking them to turn the radio down, and for that, they were going to kill me. I mean, it's absurd that they would do that, but, they're violent.
Well, honey, I don't think
Who's
we
they?
can talk about it anymore.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, they attacked me. I'm the victim. I'm the victor, but I was the victim, too.
I'm the victor.
In the late Friday afternoon of November 23rd, 2012, a young couple were getting married at the Winterbourne Inn, an impressive wedding venue situated along the St. Johns River. They held hands and recited vows in near silence as 50 guests looked on toward the scenic ceremony. One of those guests, sitting in the front row, was 45-year-old software developer Michael Dunn, the father of the groom. Sitting next to him was his girlfriend of 4 years and fiancé of 6 months, 45-year-old nurse Rhonda Rower.
Raise your right hand, please. The clerk's going to administer the oath to you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right there you go. Just relax. It's okay. Relax.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Miss Rower, do you know someone by the name of Michael Dunn?
Yes, I do.
How long have you known Mr. Dunn for?
About 4 years.
Miss Rower, what is your relationship to Mr. Dunn?
He's my fiancé.
Why did you and the defendant...
Damn, dude, this shit is shot like literally with a fucking Instagram filter in 4K. Why is this so cinematic? Dude, Florida is crazy. Get your band finger warmed up for this one. Yeah, I already sensed it. It's Florida, okay? It's over. It's Florida. There's this is racially motivated. It's fucking Florida. It's just there's gonna be some fucked up shit in the chat and here as well.
To Jacksonville on Thursday night for the Friday wedding.
Because we have a puppy named Charlie, and because you usually can't check into hotels until like 3 or 4, and with the wedding being at 4, we didn't think we'd have time to get settled.
They had just drove 2 hours from their shared home in Brevard County, and their 7-month-old French bulldog named Charlie was waiting for them at a hotel roughly 15 miles from the venue.
And did you have anything to drink during the reception?
I had a glass of red wine, and then I had about 2 to 3 rum and cokes.
And do you know whether or not the defendant had anything to drink?
He had rum and coke as well.
Do you know how many drinks he had?
He maybe had 3 or 4.
They stayed for just over 3 hours at the reception, then reportedly had to leave early to go back to the hotel and take the puppy for a walk. They were staying at the Sheraton Hotel on Deerwood Park Boulevard, but as they were driving back, decided to pull into the Gate gas station on Bay Meadows Road at the last minute.
What was the reason for stopping at the gas station?
To get a bottle of wine.
And whose idea was it, Miss Rower?
Mine.
Just before they got to the gas station, the car in front of them had the same idea and pulled in just before they did. The occupant of that vehicle would be known as Witness 7.
When you pulled up, was there an open spot to the right of the red Dodge Durango?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Tell these jurors why you didn't pull into that.
Boys, this is Florida. Like, you can't. Driving drunk is literally like something you have to do in Florida. Like, if you want to become like ever an elected representative in Florida, you have to drive drunk. People don't know this. It's true. It's mandatory. So I'm just letting you know. Like, also on top of that, it's frowned upon if you're driving sober. So there must be a reason why Florida is like this. If you ever make fun of that, you are being racist against Floridians.
That empty spot
their
next
culture.
to the sidewalk.
Heard the loud music. Didn't want to deal with that.
The Dodge Durango in question belonged to 18-year-old Tommy Storns, who at the time was inside the store buying cigarettes, while his 3 friends, Leyland Brunson, Jordan Davis, and Tevin Thompson, remained in the car.
At some point while the 3 of you are waiting for Tommy Storns to come back, did a car pull into the parking space on the passenger side of the Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
And is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something to his fiancée before she went inside.
Did the defendant say anything
I remember this story as well, I think. Or, I don't know.
about
Actually,
the
never
music
mind.
when he parked the car next to the red car?
Yes.
And what did the defendant say?
I hate that thug music.
What year was this in? No, there was a... No, this is on 2012. It's not this one, but because it's fucking Florida, there was recently another one. Oh my God, I missed her being incredibly racist. Hold on, I'm going to pull it back. There was another fucking case in Florida that happened recently as well, where a person came out of the car and like shot at some black dudes, if I recall.
And is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something to his fiancée before she went inside.
Did the defendant say anything about the music when he parked the car next to the red car?
Yes.
And what did the defendant say?
I hate that thug music.
And what was your response to the defendant?
Fucking doubt he said thug. I'm just gonna doubt he said thug.
I said, yes, I know.
What happened, Ms. Rower, after the defendant parked the car?
There's no R in the word thug.
I gave him a kiss. I took $20 and I went into the store.
Mr. Thompson, while the 3 of you were waiting for Tommy Storns, did the defendant say anything to you or in your direction?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
He said, "Can you turn the music down? I can't hear myself think."
And what did you do when he said, turn the music down?
I turned the music down.
When you turned the music down, did either Leland Brunson or Jordan Davis say anything to you?
Yes, sir.
Who spoke?
Jordan.
And what did Jordan Davis say?
Turn the music back up.
And what did you do when you got back to the Durango?
I opened the door, I danced a little bit to the song that was playing. I got in the car.
Did you see or hear the driver say anything to Jordan Davis after Tommy Storns got back in the Durango?
Yes.
What was that?
Are you talking to me?
And how could you hear that?
Tevin turned the music down.
When?
When Tommy got back in to let him know what happened.
Did Jordan Davis say anything back?
People get into fights at gas stations all the time. When it's a black guy, liberals cry racism. Not liking violent rap equals racism, by the way. Bro, how the fuck did you sneak in here for like 3 months. Of course, he's from fucking Florida, dumbass. Yeah, when a fucking 45-year-old white dude at a gas station says, "I hate that thug music, turn it down," and then like literally opens fire at a bunch of black teenagers, ends at murdering one, and we say, "Wow, like that, this guy's probably racist." You're like, actually, you're being crazy for saying he's racist.
Back to the driver when the driver said, "Are you talking to me?"
Yes.
What did he say?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Chapo viewer.
Please tell the jurors what happened next.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you"?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
You recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does that appear to be the gun that you saw in the defendant's hand?
Yes, sir.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
As you were walking to the register, did you hear anything unusual?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard pop, pop, pop.
Within 3 minutes of Michael Dunn pulling into the gas station, he fired a total of 10 shots into the vehicle next to him. The first 3 shots came through the back passenger side door, at which moment Tommy Storns hit reverse and backed up at full speed. The 4th shot missed, while shots 5, 6, and 7 came through the front passenger side door. The SUV then did a J-turn, at which point Michael Dunn got out of his car, took aim at the retreating vehicle, and fired 3 more shots into the back. The amount of time that passed from the first volley of gunfire to the second was exactly 4 seconds. Tommy Storns' quick thinking most likely saved multiple lives, as he took the car out of the shooter's line of fire midway through the first volley. Unfortunately, however, it wasn't enough to save everyone, as Jordan Davis had already been struck 3 times.
Yeah, this guy's probably not racist, right, chatters? Yeah, I love doing self-defense on teenagers that are trying to fucking escape my volley fire.
He was hit in the leg, lungs, and heart, causing him to bleed to death in under 45 seconds. He was 17 years old. Roughly 20 seconds after the gunfire ceased, Rhonda realized it was her fiancé that had fired the shots, at which point she went outside to see what was going on.
And so I opened the door, and he said, "Get in the car." And I don't know if I said what, or if I said anything, or if I just hesitated, and he said, "Get in the car." But he was, he just had that sound in his voice, of urgency. Yeah. And so I got in the car.
You get in the car, he pulls out to leave. What's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said. I said, "What happened?" And he said, "I shot at the car." And I'm like, we're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, "What car?" And he said, "The one with the music." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because they threatened to kill me." And I'm like, I don't understand, Michael. And I don't remember the exact words that he used, but it was like that they started to advance, and I reacted.
Okay, they started to advance and I reacted. Okay.
And then I asked him, I said, "Did you hurt anyone?" And he said, "No, I just shot at the car." And in my head, should I be telling you what I was thinking?
Yeah, I think
okay.
you've already told us.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm thinking, you stupid ass,
Okay.
what were you thinking? Why, would you do this? But I could see that he was already upset, and I didn't want to add to that.
Right.
So I kept those thoughts to myself, and I figured I'd just tell him in the morning.
Okay.
And
is this all in the car? Or
yes.
Okay, this is all in the car.
And then by then, we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Michael then walks the dog, orders a pizza, and pours himself a stiff rum and coke before they both go to sleep. There was almost no conversation between them the entire night.
Just kind of walk me through kind of how the morning plays out.
Okay.
Hey, I just did a fucking hate crime. Kind of awkward, but I just did a murder. You know? On some black teenagers who were listening to violent rap music. You know, that's why. Maybe it's because he heard the rap music and that's what activated the violence in his brain, because the rap music makes people so violent, right? Yeah, nothing like a good old hate crime to kick off the fucking honeymoon, as the chatter pointed out. That's crazy. Did this guy just say, do you know they were black? Where is the guy who just said, do we know he knew they were black? What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, he had a conversation with them. Of course he knew they were black.
So I got up and I start getting dressed, and the news is on. And and I see the red SUV. Now, mind you, I had no idea what kind of vehicle they were in, but I knew it was red. And so I see the red SUV.
How does anyone think you could just leave after unloading your clip into a crowd of kids? That is when you're like, you know, upper middle class white guy. That's it. This straight Florida and upper middle class white guy things. Also, you know, the victims in this situation are black. I mean, have you guys ever seen that video of the doctor getting arrested? The doctor's name is, I think, literally Jeffrey Epstein, actually, in Florida at I think in like the Fort Lauderdale airport, where he goes, "You're treating me like a black person." God, I just like, this is full of videos like this from... The doctor's name was literally Jeffrey Epstein, I think. Hold on. Yeah, Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. White doctor arrested at Orlando Airport. It wasn't Fort Lauderdale. Orlando Airport complains being treated like a black person. Like, that's the expectation. He's like, this is not for me. I'm a fucking white dude. What are you doing? Save that energy for the black people.
Look at them. Look at them. They're going to be here.
I mean, he's right. Like, he's not wrong. They are.
Don't beat me up, you Don't beat me up. Look at them. Oh, my God. I can't believe they're doing this. Oh, my God. Hey. Look what they're doing. Oh, get to the other side. I'm not listening. You're supposed to be rough with me. You treat me like a black person.
He said that. That's not a joke. So next time you ask, like, you know, what was he thinking when he drove away after shooting at 3 black teenagers? That's what he was thinking. Not the same guy, obviously, but like, you know, the same energy. He's like, this is not, cops aren't for me. Cops are to separate me from them, the people I shot at. Just like the top of the hour is for a 60-second ad break. Even though we're 8 minutes out of the top of the hour. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fucking, it's good. It's really good. It's really good. It's good. You know it's good. Fucking guy, you dude. Fuck you and your segues. Nah, these are good ones. Anyway. Look, if you already know what the deal is. You want an ad-free broadcasting experience? You got a VPN. You got fucking, you know, you got Twitch Primes. You can use that for free. You use a regular Twitch subscription, which is like $5. You use an ad block. Here's the ad break, though, right now. Ever ponder your actions before you commit these war crimes? Yeah, I fucking love it, dude.
Towed, and all I hear are shooting, convenience store, loud music, and then I don't know if they said a person was dead or just one dead, and I said Mike, and I turned around and he was standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he said, yes, I saw. And then I said,
the kids threatened him and they pointed something at him. He would have done the same if they were white. Dude, where do these fucking 4chan shitters come from, dude? Like, where? What the fuck? Hasan speaks Turkish? It's a bit disingenuous to pretend that you're in danger from the Turkish government. You barely ever criticize them, and they're a much bigger target for them if they ever operated that way, says American chatter, who has absolutely zero comprehension. Fox clip baiting Andy. His name is Hasan. No idea why she calls him Azan. I wonder what community this fucking racist idiot comes from. With the double S's. Hasan, would you debate Destiny's ultra-liberal millionaire friend Dan? I wonder where this motherfucker comes from. Following since 2018. I wonder what community this fucking dipshit comes from. Account created on 2012. Long time fucking, long time spent on the goddamn website. Not even low-key racist. High-key racist. I wonder where he might have come from, dude. Fuck out of here, bitch. Come on, bro. The kids threatened him with something and they pointed something at him. That's why he had to shoot at them while they were driving away. I saw that comment scroll past. How'd you snipe that? Dude, I'm Chris Kyle, dude. Thank you, Cape Sierra, for the 16 subs. Oof. Bro, I only watch your YouTube vids. I didn't realize your chat had this many pea-brains in it. Listen, there's 50,000 people in here. Of course there's going to be fucking baboons in here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how it works. Said, I live in a Muslim country, smile. Yeah. He means the UK. Oh, he lives in a Muslim country, probably Sweden. One of those guys. I thank you, Mixed Marv. I did snipe your comment. Anyway, let's keep going.
We need to go home.
Okay, so you get your car and drive home.
Yes.
Do you stop at all coming home?
No.
Okay, so you drive straight to the house.
Straight to the house.
What's kind of how does that all play out?
He just kept telling me that he loved me.
The whole drive down?
Yeah.
Were you guys really talking about it at all?
No, we were listening to the radio, and then he would turn it down and just say, I love you, and I know,
Okay.
but I'm dumbfounded.
Right. It's okay. Take your time. Take a minute.
And it was just it was a horrible trip home.
Right.
And so no, I didn't want to hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just get us home.
Right.
Get us home.
Okay.
And then when I walked back in the house, is when I got the call from you.
Witnesses at the scene of the shooting took down Michael's number plate, and police were able to track him down at his home in Brevard County. He was brought back to the JSO police department without
thank fucking God, dude,
incident, and immediately subjected to interrogation. It began at exactly 4 p.m., 22 hours after the shooting.
If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult with a lawyer, okay?
By the way, I too go back to a hotel room and get some fucking pizza and a rum and coke for myself when I feel like my life was threatened by teenagers running away from me in their vehicle. You know, instead of doing literally anything else, like staying right there, informing the authorities, saying that like these teenagers in a car were threatening me and I had to defend myself. You know, I too love mag dumping teenagers and then fucking, going back to my hotel. Like, there is no fucking argument from these baboons, dude, in the chat. Like, he was actually the victim, dude. He was scared for his life, which is why he fucking unloaded an entire magazine. He would have done that to white kids too, dude. He was scared, dude. Like, the moment that you find yourself defending a guy like this, you really got to reevaluate everything, dude. You really have to evaluate everything in your life. Like, you are a fucking monster. You are a bad person, okay? Straight up. Has anyone actually said that? No, the fucking dude in the chat who was like, oh, the kids were showing something and he was scared for his life. That's why he shot at them. And he would have shot at them if they were white too. Like that fucking idiot who we just banned earlier, who, hasn't seen a hate crime he won't defend. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dudes like that on the internet. They just like literally will see like a white person murder like a black person in cold blood. And they'll be like, oh, this is my opportunity to fucking be a gigantic Nazi. You think the world is so simple, lol. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. It's actually much more complicated. The situation is much more complicated than the way you want to describe it. You're right.
You understand those rights? Yes, sir. Okay. If you could just sign where it says signature, and by signing there, you're just acknowledging that I went over your rights with you and that you do understand your rights. Obviously, I just kind of want to talk to you about what occurred last night.
It's important to contemplate what the suspect...
The issue has so much more meaning than just racism, you clown. Really? When he said, I don't like that thug music? Or when he said that they are violent, you know how they are. When referencing the 17-year-old black kid he murdered slash the other kids he tried to murder but failed to murder. And that he's the victor. Or do you think when he called them animals, do you think that was not a racist take? I just want to understand. Maybe you think that it's normal to consider black teenagers animals, maybe from where you're from, after you've executed one of them. By the way, you guys, mods, you guys are permabanning these guys, right? I mean, they're fucking... Again, black victim, white murderer, immediately. Look at how the chat shifted. We watched a fucking psycho butcher a lady, okay? Not a peep. The fucking moment that there is a black victim and a white murderer, chat goes fucking buck wild. Chat's like, chat puts on, there's people in the chat, they're like, time to put on the clan robe, brother. Let's go. Yeet, yeet. It's got to be so sad that, like, your last act defending your racial purity and integrity as like a white supremacist is going into a fucking Twitch chatter, like a political Twitch stream, and being like, the white guy actually deserved to murder one of them at least. Like, that's so pathetic, bro. Oh my God, white genocide is so poggers, dude. Holy shit. Oh, thank God, dude. Thank fucking God that, like, all of you fucking weirdo racists are being bred out, dude. Fuck. Oh. For the record, I know there's a lot of new members in this community. White genocide is a concept that Nazis used to determine that whiteness, which is exclusively based on the purity of your white blood, untainted by black or brown blood, of course, is happening in America because miscegenation is happening. What is miscegenation? Race mixing. Nazis are so fucking fragile, and white supremacists are so fragile that they think that it's genocide when their daughters want to have sex with people that aren't white. My lord. Whew. Anyway, which is why I always make fun of it as a concept. And it's not real systemic genocide like rounding up white people and murdering them.
Is most likely thinking at this moment, as well as the character he is now trying to play. He wants to come across as the victim, who had no other choice but to take the action he did the night before, and needs to appear as rational, reasonable, and as considerate as possible. He knows that someone has died due to a situation that he initiated, and now needs to bend not only the facts, but also the perceptions of others.
So just kind of walk me through, just tell me from your point of view, what you guys pull up, you're driving, it's your car, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're driving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a Volkswagen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. She's sitting in the passenger seat, no one else in the car with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just kind of walk me through kind of what happened at that point.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say this, but got out, she's in the store, and there's like a SUV next to us, and then the music starts. And I roll down my window, and I thought I was polite. I asked them nicely. I didn't demand. I didn't. Or else I said, hey, would you guys mind turning that down? And they shut it off. I was like, thank you. Cordial.
Right.
Everything's cordial. I put my window back up. I'm doing my stuff. And I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. The windows are up for the front seat.
Okay.
And
oops.
The guy that was in the back is getting really agitated.
For the record, I just want to point something out. If he had actually called the cops immediately after and maintained maintained that he was genuinely in fear for his life, he might have been able to get away with this. It is fucking Florida after all. Just remember that, okay? And there would still be motherfuckers in the chat defending him. Maybe even more motherfuckers in the chat defending him. Good one, Fizz.
And my window's up. I can't hear everything he's saying, but there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and fuck that bitch. And then the music comes back on. And, I'm just like, live and let live and don't need any trouble.
The detectives will entertain his standpoint for the time being. They will remain as neutral as possible as he recounts his own narrative. This is because they need him to divulge as much information as possible while he remains without counsel. The more detail he gives away, the more they will have to evaluate and possibly use against him at a later stage. They will almost appear to be agreeing with everything he says, which is for the purpose of encouraging disclosure. If they were to challenge him this early, it would more than likely prevent him from opening up.
And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like they're saying, kill him. So I put my window down again, and I said, excuse me, are you talking about me? And it was like, kill that bitch. And I'm still not reacting, but then this guy goes down on the ground and comes up with something. I thought it was a shotgun, and he goes, "You're dead, bitch!" And he opens his door, and I'm shitting bricks. But that's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. I mean, I practiced this. I'm at the Fort Malabar Rifle and Pistol Range. I'm an avid, gun guy and all that. No military training.
It's fucking made up, by the way, for the record. Like,
or anything, but I have friends who are in the military that show me the
proper way.
Yes, and so quicker in the flash, I had a round chambered in it, and
except for that one chatter who literally was like, no, this is 100% real, despite the fact that, you know, it's not real. But hey, it's fine. Again, he practiced doing a drive-by. Yes. No, I already ran the ad. I ran the ad already. I'm not gonna run it again. Never mind. I'm done. All right, let's keep going. Sorry.
That's
I forgot what I was
reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. Quicker in the flash, I had a round chambered in it.
The prosecution would later argue that if the suspect was so traumatized both during and after the incident, as he stated multiple times, he wouldn't feel the need to add dramatic pauses while recounting the event, nor add complimentary remarks to his gun handling skills. It's almost as if he can't help but boast about the shooting, despite being so allegedly horrified and shaken up by it.
Okay. Do you remember how many times you shot?
4.
Okay. Okay, just keep walking me through kind of what you remember.
I shot 4 times, and that SUV pulled out, and like I said, in my mind, they got a gun. And so, you know, not training, just from, I was still scared. And so I shot 4 more times. As they were fleeing? Yeah, trying to keep their heads down to not catch any return fire.
Okay. All right. And then
and that was it. I mean, I still didn't feel safe. I thought, you know, there was another car. I didn't know. I mean, I'm in a strange town, in a strange area. I just had my life threatened. The love of my life is in the store. And she doesn't know what's going on. She come outside to see what was up. And I was just like, get in the car, we have to go. I just didn't feel safe there. In fact, we had...
Which is why I drove to my hotel room to order pizza. And never called the cops, despite being in fear for my life and safety by these strange men, well, kids, self-admitted kids, listening to terrifying rap music.
A fairly expensive bed and breakfast paid for in St. Augustine.
More unnecessary detail that someone distraught by a recent event wouldn't feel the need to clarify. If he genuinely thought he was as close to being killed as he stated, or if he was at all upset about the fate of the young man he had just shot dead, the fact that he missed out on a fairly expensive bed and breakfast would most likely be overlooked.
And, you know, after what happened last night, and we were like, we have to go home and call the local sheriff and tell him what's up.
Well, where'd you go after
we went right to our room.
You went right to the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't leave. We were just like
in the hotel room?
bricks waiting for another carload of thugs to come. I mean, I'd never been so scared in my life.
These exact statements were brought up when his fiancée Rhonda was interviewed 4 days later.
Michael said something in the interview that was kind of, he made a comment that you guys went back to the room and he was basically waiting on some thugs with guns to come to the room at any given time. When you guys got back to the hotel, did he take the gun out of the glove box and take it up to the room with you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you left it in the car.
I do believe so.
Okay. And then you go up to the room and he gets the dog and goes outside and walks the dog.
So he's so comfortable that even he'll go back outside and walk again without the gun with the dog.
Yeah, but he is an attack French bulldog, a 7-month-old French bulldog that also happens to be an attack dog. So he was comfortable, I think. Like, if the 17-year-old black kid that he murdered in cold blood is a thug, then what does that make the dude? I wonder.
I would have to assume so, yes.
Okay. And you guys just stayed in the hotel room at that point? Did you go anywhere else?
No, we ordered out.
Ordered
Yeah, pizza.
Pizza.
The investigators have secured their baseline narrative from the suspect and will now slowly ramp up the pressure. They will begin to destabilize his thought process by inducing anxiety and then set traps for him to incriminate himself further. They essentially need him to panic, and as he panics, they will pose more calculated questions. However, they have to do this in a subtle and methodical manner, as if they push it too far, they could scare him into shutting down completely, or even into requesting legal counsel and ending the interrogation right then and there.
I know you're in a strange town, and you had this traumatic event happen to you, and I can understand that. Okay. The problem, I can tell you, where we start to kind of get a little wondering is by the time you say you get to your hotel room, you're calling to order pizza. Why aren't you calling us?
I wanted to come back to my hometown to do that. You know, I shouldn't even left the scene. Mm-hmm. But I left the scene because I was still afraid for...
I really hope that racist fucking piece of shit is still in here, by the way. The one that said they had something that looked like a weapon, that resembled a weapon. Because I'm pretty sure, I hope this is not just the interrogation and they actually show more information from the case.
Okay, and I can live with that. Okay, I can live with that. You don't necessarily want to hang around right where the shooting happened because you don't know if these guys are coming back. I'm good with that.
Or if there are more.
You know, but once you leave and you are away from that scene, and you've even gotten to a hotel room and inside your hotel room at that point, you know, now it makes me wonder, you know, because if you make a phone call, one, we find out, you know, a lot quicker what's going on. Okay. The reason he and I haven't been to sleep since sometime yesterday is because we're trying to figure out, all we know is we got a dead kid in a car, okay, and we got a guy who shot and hauled ass. That's all we know. I mean, I'm just, that's where we start to get a little concerned. It starts to be, you know, and you know, we can speak to, I personally have had a case with an individual who was moving to Jacksonville, first day in Jacksonville, and got involved in an incident and felt threatened and shot another person and was in their car, and he drove across the street to another parking lot and got on the phone with 911 immediately and started walking police into where he was. You know, that's the way I mean.
Hey.
By the way, the person, the 17-year-old kid, Jordan Davis, who was murdered by this fucking piece of shit racist psycho, his mother is a representative, is a congressperson in Florida. Lucy McBath, and a gun control advocate.
I have nothing to say other than that.
So other problems that we have too.
Or not in Florida, in Georgia.
When you began to shoot, can you honestly tell us that you ever saw a gun inside that vehicle?
I saw a barrel come up on the window.
He has now gone from saying that he saw a shotgun to now seeing a barrel come up on the window, and his emphasis while giving the statement was weak and unconvincing. If he had spoken with an attorney, his response to this question would have been that he without a doubt saw a shotgun, and his conviction to the claim would have been immensely forceful. It would make it far easier for his defense to create reasonable doubt within the jury, which the suspect has now made extremely difficult, and continues on to make it even more so.
Like a single shot shotgun where there's a barrel. Mm-hmm. I didn't see this part of the barrel, I saw that part of the barrel. And it was either a barrel or a stick, but sir, they're...
Another fun but horrible but racist fact, an ex-Georgia candidate, Paul Manor, who ran in 2016 for the Republican nomination for a Georgia state Senate seat, once lied on a Facebook post and said that Jordan Davis, son of Georgia Congresswoman Lucy McBath, was killed in a drug deal gone bad. I just want to remind everybody that, like, everybody that's like, oh, what's racism? Like, what's systemic racism? Like, oh, critical race theory? You can't teach that in school. Like, it's not an accident that this shit happens, okay? I gotta run this back, sorry.
Can you honestly tell us that you ever saw a gun inside that vehicle?
I saw a barrel come up on the window.
He has now gone from saying that he saw a shotgun to now seeing a barrel come up on the window, and his emphasis while giving the statement was weak and unconvincing. If he had spoken with an attorney, his response to this question would have been that he without a doubt saw a shotgun, and his conviction to the claim would have been immensely forceful. It would make it far easier for his defense to create reasonable doubt within the jury, which the
I know it's bait, but it's not good bait.
Suspect has now made extremely difficult, and continues on to make it even more so.
Like a single shot shotgun where there's a barrel. I didn't see this part of the barrel, I saw that part of the barrel. And it was either a barrel or a stick, but sir, they're like, we're gonna kill you. And then they say, you're dead, bitch. I mean, I didn't wait to look to see if they were gonna point it at me.
What was he trying to say? They're, you know what they are.
He reached down and picked it up, and then
Like, fuck, the detective is black. I can't say that.
Who reached down and picked it up?
well, hopefully it's the guy that I hit. Though it was.
Where was he sitting when he reached
He
down
was
and
sitting
picked
in
it up?
the rear passenger side.
Okay.
And that's the guy that was really agitated. And then that's the guy that I asked, are you talking about you're going to kill me? Like I said, I didn't know what, my window is up. He was saying a lot, but that's what came through. And I put my window down to ask him.
And the music is still playing at this time? And
Yes, but he is really loud and really animated.
Louder than the music that's bothering you?
Yes, well, the music was a nuisance at first.
So how'd you guys have a conversation where you could hear what he had to say if the music was so loud that you couldn't hear yourself think? Just makes, just kind of sounds strange that, like, the music was so loud and yet you could hear them audibly say they're going to kill you, white man. And I got so scared that I, expertly pulled my gun out of the glove box, cocked it, loaded it.
With my car shut and the windows up, and you just hear the heavy bass. And like I said, I just said, hey, would you mind turning it down? And they did. They shut it off, which, I said thanks. But it really wasn't an issue of loud music. It was an issue of them threatening my life.
But it started from you.
Absolutely, and that's when I started
And the
telling you guys
music was
I'm
playing
scared.
when you pulled up?
No, it was not.
It was not?
So you guys pull in, okay? Now, when he pulls in next to the red SUV, is that correct?
That's correct.
It was already there?
Yes.
Correct, okay. And was the music playing?
Yes.
Okay, the music's playing.
Like we said, there's some issues that we have. I'll be the first to tell you there's no weapons in the car.
Put yourself in the suspect's position and imagine everything you had said up to this moment was truthful. You had just shot and killed a person, yet fully believed it was either your life or theirs. A legitimate and justifiable act of self-defense. Now imagine the outright shock and dismay you would feel at the very moment you realized that wasn't the case.
I don't know what you saw.
That's possible. When they drove off, they dumped it?
They never left the parking lot.
They circled around until they saw you leave, and then they drove right back. Because they saw you leave at that
They saw
point.
you leave and they realized their friend had been hit. So they never left the parking lot.
They came right back at that point.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
It's evident that
Motherfucker still's like, maybe they dumped it in the parking lot.
he's unremorseful over the consequences of his conduct, yet also appears to be totally unaware of the magnitude of his own situation. He's far too relaxed, and the detectives ramp up the pressure once more.
Here's what has to happen. I know that from your position right now that you're going to do everything to protect yourself. And I can't say that I blame you for that. But we're going to need the total truth as to what happened. Not this story that I've had from 7:30 last night till 12 o'clock today to fix up. Okay, because the only thing that's going to make sense to us is the truth matching the scene. And there was the biggest problem we got, the first hurdle we got to get over is that there's no weapon in that truck.
Do you have a stick?
There was nothing found in or near the car that resembled a stick nor a weapon. The suspect is now trying to forge a narrative that his actions were justified due to his perception of a threat, regardless of if there was one or not.
But that chatter was so... He was so convinced, like, that he was so horny to justify the actions of this fucking racist piece of shit that he was like, wait a minute, but he thought that they had something. Like, he's actually said, before I banned him, that they were holding something and he was worried in fear for his safety, and that's why he shot and killed them, one of them. Just, they're not sending their best, folks. They're not sending their best. That's all I'm going to say. Stop virtue signaling. We all understand this point. You've told the story 10 times. It just makes me feel happy that, you know, at least, like, luckily, or maybe this is in correlation to being racist, but racist people are not very good at defending racist actions. Because it wouldn't take much for a lot of motherfuckers in the margins to be like, oh, okay, I actually agree with this guy. Yeah, seems like he's building a very good case. You know?
Well, the second problem we have is that the last set of rounds, when the truck is backing away from you, and you put 4 more sets in it, 4 more shots into it.
By the way, whenever people say, like, you're virtue signaling, yes, motherfucker, I'm signaling the virtue that, like, you shouldn't be racist, okay? Thank you. Okay, yeah, I am signaling to you. Maybe you need a signal to understand that. Like, imagine needing a fucking signal to recognize not to be racist.
Because now, if it's backing away, it's no longer a threat.
Yes, sir. I understand that. In my mind, they had a weapon.
Okay. I can't shoot someone because in my mind they had a weapon. Okay. That's the problem. I mean, if I walk up to someone right now and I'm having a conversation with them and I think they have a weapon, the law doesn't allow me to shoot him because I think he has a weapon.
Yep. Now, let me ask you this: when you pulled your gun out, say you're sitting in your driver's seat like that, straight ahead. How did you shoot? Did you shoot one-handed? Did you shoot two-handed?
Two-handed, like
two-handed, like this. You come across your body. Okay, and you shoot the first. What you said, 4 shots is what you remember, and then they start backing out. Do you continue to shoot through the window, or do you reposition yourself?
I don't recall, but I do remember getting out of my car and taking, like, getting sideways, and I was, like, waiting for the wink or...
I just gotta say, when the cop said, like, oh, you can't just shoot and kill someone because you thought that they had a weapon, excuse me? You're a literal American police officer. That literally eliminates, like, at least 40% of the police murders, okay? The fuck are you talking about? Okay, maybe not 40%, but still. I can't believe he just had the audacity to say that. Maybe he just meant, like, you're a civilian, you don't have a badge, so you can't do that. But, like, you know, killing black teenagers under the assumption that they have a weapon is kind of what the cops do. I think he meant he can't do that as a civilian.
Once again,
all this is...
Okay. Once again, if you think they have something, think they have a shotgun.
They have a shotgun.
You think they have a shotgun. You're going to get out of your car so they can get a good aim on you? Make any sense?
Well, at the time, I was doing everything on adrenaline and no...
But I'm just saying, we're trained to, if we think something is there, to get out of the way.
To get out of the way.
Cover or concealment. So you're telling me that you thought they had a shotgun, but you got out of your car so that they would get a good aim at you, is what you're telling me.
Well, I thought maybe they would shoot at the car and I wouldn't be in it.
But the car, your car's not shooting at them. You are. Why would they shoot at your car?
They can't. So, honestly, sir, I'm at a loss to justify what I did on the second volley, other than to say I thought they were going to be shooting back, and I was keeping them from doing that. And I was in such a panic.
So you get the gun, rack it, and then reassess?
No, I didn't reassess. I
so
started
you went, grabbed gun, rack, came up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see him start to come out of the door of the truck. At that point, you turn to get your gun. Is that correct? You take it out of your glove box. You unholster it.
How much you want to bet he didn't think a black detective was going to fucking be interrogating him? Like, that's... You know he did not see this coming. Like, there's no shot. Because, like, probably so much easier for him to, in his mind, it was a lot easier for him to craft a narrative with, like, a like-minded fellow, you know? You know how these thugs are, am I right? He's having a very hard time right now.
You rack around, and you come back up on target.
Yes, sir. Fluid motion.
Okay.
Fluid motion.
In the amount of time he's starting to get out of the truck when you first start to go get your... But yet, by the time you come back and start shooting, he's still in the truck.
He's coming out. I think he...
That's the self-report. I don't know if you're being serious or not, but, like, the assumption that black people can't... black detectives or just black prosecutors, black people in general, can't fucking try hate crimes, is actually, like, a very racist thing. I'm gonna give you a week off, maybe because you're new here or some shit. Fuck that, actually. I'm gonna permanently ban you. Nah, fuck that. Just letting you know that is incredibly racist. Hasan indirectly calling all white people racist? Yeah, dude. As a white person, I'm so fucking racist, dude. It's crazy. How did I indirectly call all white people racist? He was probably racist, but explaining the case, race hasn't been an issue. If white people would be playing equally loud, same thing might have happened. Oh my God, this dude has literally been trying to defend this guy since the jump, dude. Anyone can listen to that kind of music. Might not be race-based. Didn't see my comment, lol. Why'd you call this woman racist, Hasan? Danky, still don't get why you're so mean to the fiance yet. Of course he has a German car. Military trained, missed the shots like a stormtrooper. Hasan indirectly calling all white people racist. I can't tell if this fucking idiot is, like, trying to you know, do a good bait here. You know, take a week off, okay, chatter?
He saw what I was doing when it was running back in. I don't know. But
see, that's where I'm a little thrown off here. Okay. Because he is sitting in the back seat of that truck when he is hit. Okay? Because the bullet goes right through the door. 3 bullets went through that door. Okay? He wasn't hit standing outside the truck.
Oh no, I know I shot through the door,
Okay, so
driving him back.
How's he getting out of the door if you're shooting through it? You're confusing us.
All right. When the latch is coming off the
Mons, you can give the people that are like very clearly trying to bait now with racist shit just to get my attention and get called out quietly like a week off, because I don't want to give them the gratification of like giving them the attention that they're trying to get.
That's when I went to do what I was doing with the gun. And when I came back, I'm firing.
When the latch is coming off the door?
No, when I got my gun out of the...
When you said earlier about when you see the latch, what do you mean by the latch coming off
Well,
the
the door's opening, and he's stepping out.
Okay, and he's stepping out.
Yes, and then
And you go and reach, but by the time you come back and come up just blazing, somehow he's still sitting in the truck.
Well, maybe I'm not as fast with the whole thing as I think I am, but it was...
Or maybe he wasn't getting out of the truck.
No, absolutely he was.
This was refuted by forensics. The victim never got out of the truck, and the door was shut at the time the suspect opened fire. This was proven by correlating...
Not only was the door shut, but apparently one of the people in the car, like the person driving the car, testified that the child lock was on. So it was literally impossible for him to open the fucking door.
The angles of the bullets that came through the door, alongside the entry and exit wounds to the victim.
You're saying you feel like you have a threat that this guy's got a shotgun in your view. Okay, so you think he's getting out of the car. Okay, so you turn to get yours. If he's unarmed, which he is, why is he going to be...
I don't know, maybe he
now
thinks I'm unarmed. The sad fact of it is he's telling me he's going to kill me. You're dead, bitch.
Because you asked him to turn the radio down?
See, that's the part where I don't understand.
And you know what? And I'll tell you...
You're getting really agitated.
I understand it, because believe me, we deal with guys who you ask them to turn their radio down, they would get out of the car and shoot you. We deal with those kind of dudes all the time.
The cop is jumping out right now, by the way. My lord. That was a real cop moment right there from the detective.
Here's what I could almost bet you a year of my salary on. When you got into a confrontation with those guys, a man of your stature, if there was a gun in that truck...
Oh, it's the other cop? There's another cop in the room?
They wouldn't have had to get out. They would have shot right through. They would have shot from the truck just like you were shooting from your car. People don't get out of the car to be seen when they're shooting someone. They're going to shoot you right inside that truck.
All right. He's getting out of his car. We're this close to each other.
I think I was like, listen, we're kind of racist too, but just leave this up to us. Yeah. Come on, we're professionals, son. Literally. Don't worry, you're in good company, but also your story's not sticking right now, my friend.
He was getting out of his car after repeatedly telling me that he was going to kill me. So, is he going to bite my ear off or shoot me with a shotgun? I wasn't too concerned about how he intended to do it.
If you thought he had a shotgun, you most likely would be concerned with how he intended to do it. You would be likely more concerned with being shot with a shotgun as opposed to having your ear bitten off.
Now, and I'll tell you this. We talked to the other guys in the car, and they will all tell us he didn't like the fact that some stranger's telling him to turn his music down. He's 17. He's a teenager. Okay, you know what teenagers are. They're a little hard-headed sometimes, especially when they're out on their own. And did he throw some F-bombs at you? Basically tell you to go fuck yourself multiple times? Absolutely. They said, yep, he was jaw-jacking back and forth with that guy. But at no time did any of them say, well, okay, he did say he was going to kill him. Because it makes no sense, because what's he going to do? He's not armed. What's he going to... Oh, I'm going to kill you and get out of a car. And we're talking about a kid. You know how many times that kid's been to jail? Never. He has no history of violence, and it's not like we're getting some street thug.
All this kid has is a truancy in school.
We're not talking about a violent kid here. He has no track record. There are guys in Jacksonville who I'd go, okay, I believe that, because they got track records. This kid ain't got no track record. The kid sitting next to him doesn't have a track record. The kid sitting in front of him doesn't have a track record.
By the way, listen, this is going to really trigger a bunch of fucking folks in the chat, but like that statement right there, that statement implies that like if any one of those kids had a track record, you know his story would be sticking a little bit better with a lot of members in the criminal justice community. Okay? So remember that. Like, you don't have to be 100% like clear record in order to be perceived as a victim. But unfortunately, when you're black, you kind of do. That's why with George Floyd, there were still people that were rushing to bring up his like priors and talk about how he's a violent person. That's why they always do this with black victims of police brutality or black victims in general. Just remember that. There's a reason, like the cop is just saying that right now to like tell him how fucked he is. But there's a more nefarious side to expressing that statement. Because even if those dudes had priors, they are completely innocent in that situation. Having priors does not mean, you know, death sentence.
Track record. None of them do. These aren't violent guys. They pull up so the driver can run in and buy cigarettes. It's the only reason they're even there. They just got back from going to the mall. That's it. So I have a hard time buying how I can totally see him talking shit to you. I can see that. But to take it to a level that he's threatening to end your life when he can't. There's no way he can. He doesn't have anything.
I didn't know that.
I know.
That's all the reason that you're not knowing that is all the reason why you took your next step too far.
They're literally like, come on, bro. Yeah, you saw black teenagers, you thought thugs. We get it, okay? We get it, bro. We're cops. You took it too far, though. You know, the racism dial, it broke. I love that he literally just self-reported like just a totally racist attitude right there. Like the attitude that he expressed right there is, and I'm sorry, I know that there's a lot of fragile people in this chat, but that's racist as fuck. Oh, I didn't know that they weren't thugs. I just thought all blacks are thugs. Like you can't just, that's not a defense. You know what I mean? Like that's literally fucking racist. You see a bunch of black kids at a gas station and you immediately in your mind goes, oh my God, these guys are gonna fucking murder me. Let me take my gun out. Like, that's racist as fuck. That's the point. Do you understand? I've talked about this before. It's like, racism is kind of like a puzzle piece, right? It's the puzzle piece that you fit into like every fucking situation where if there's any sort of unknown entity that revolves around like a black or brown person that you're involved with, you immediately assume the most like violent thing is going to happen to you. Like that's racist as fuck. That's what a prejudice, that's what your prejudice is. You're prejudiced. You see what I'm saying? And that's precisely how it works for people who like try to justify these sorts of racist actions as well. Anyway, let's keep going.
The problem is you went from 0 to 100 without ever getting to 50.
I have a guy very irate.
I know that the chats are I know that the cops are saying whatever they can to just like get him on his, you know, to get him on their side and get a good solid confession out of him at this point, right? Like I understand that. What I'm trying to describe to you, however, is like how this sentiment is expressed regularly and where it comes from.
He wants me dead. Well, if the other guys aren't corroborating, I'm sorry, but that's
and understand too, there's people in the parking lot that can hear what's going on too.
Not one of them. We have what's called independent witnesses.
Yeah, not associated.
I understand. I wasn't sure that I heard him right. That's why are you? Is this directed towards me? You're going to kill me?
And that happens to be an exact quote of, "Are you talking to me?" That was an exact quote. Guy with the truck said. He said something to the effect of, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
So that's dead on. Yeah, he was talking to you. He's basically telling you to go fuck yourself, and I'm going to turn the music back up.
Yeah, no, the music was already up, and he's talking, kill the guy.
I just can't understand, if the music is up to the point where you're asking them to turn it down, how can you also hear the conversation that they're having? It's not making any sense.
He's livid. He's not talking. He's yelling. And my window's up and I can hear him. I'm not making out all the words. But then I hear, kill that son of a bitch, or kill that motherfucker, I think is what he was saying.
How do you know it was him saying it?
Well, when I put the window down and I asked him, he said the same thing. Yeah, kill a motherfucker. And then when he was opening his door, that's when he said, "You're dead, bitch." And when you say he didn't have a weapon, he's on the ground and you put something up on the thing and then gets out. I thought it was a shotgun, or a stick, or some kind of weapon. But he's confrontational and using words like, "I'm going to kill you and you're dead." And I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. And I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. I thought they all were. And in my mind, they're all going to get out of this truck and shoot me or beat me or
had that been the case, we would have a different argument. Had anyone been out of the truck, walking towards you in any type of...
Dude, he's like, come on, we'll work with you in that situation. Like, we're really trying here, dude.
The manner we would have.
We were parked right next to each other.
Yes.
I know you were. There was no walking. It was him getting out, and then he was an arm reach from me.
But those cars are so close to each other, though. Him getting out, it's going to be hard for him to get out because he's back away from you. His door opens up. He's actually going to be shielding himself from where you are because you're closer up to the driver.
All these things you're saying are great, but I didn't analyze all these things. I got the shit scared out of me.
I know.
And some guy's coming at me, telling me what he's going to do or wants to do. I reacted. I'm sitting here telling you guys I was in fear for my life. I honestly was. I have so much going on in my personal life. The last thing I want to do is be in trouble. I don't want to cause you guys a sleepless night. I don't want to lose my...
that.
Bro, he literally murdered someone. And the concern here is like, what's going to happen in his fucking, comp sci career or whatever. He's a software developer or some shit. Or like the cops that are going to have sleepless nights working on this case. Oh man, it's a real fucking bummer, dude. Dude, systemic racism is real, but why do you try to attribute individual racism to every single cop? Not all of them are. Oh my god, dude. Okay. Policing is not a fucking race, okay? Not a race of individuals. Policing, as it's built as a profession, happens to systemically, disproportionately target black people. So even if you are to originally join the police force with honorable intentions, like you want to actually protect and serve, the community that you are a part of, you end up learning through both the culture and through the lack of accountability and through the attitudes and through the training that you are supposed to protect and serve the interests of capital. And you are supposed to, treat black, brown, and otherwise just poor people as though they are enemy combatants to be brutalized. Okay?
He reverts back to this premise multiple times. He continuously associates these two reasons with the notion that he wasn't the instigator, yet not once does he mention that he wouldn't want a teenager to lose his life over a verbal altercation.
This is what we do. Don't worry about that. This is what we do.
Well, I mean, the last thing I'm looking for is trouble. The last thing. Sir, from where I was sitting, a shotgun was coming up at me, and so I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if it happened again tomorrow where a shotgun was coming up, I think I would do the same. I hope I would
and you know what,
not be
Mr.
afraid
Dunn?
to do the same.
If there was a shotgun coming up at you, we would expect you to do what you did. The problem that we have is that there is no shotgun. That's the bridge that we got to get across. You keep dwelling on this shotgun as if there was one at the scene. If there was a shotgun, a BB gun, any type of gun at the scene. Hell, if it was a water gun that was black that looked real at the scene.
Like I said, it was a barrel. It could have been just a stick, but, I mean, it was...
Could it have been your imagination?
Well, no.
He said no with a rising intonation. The way in which he said the word doesn't correlate with its message. The intonation was more matched with the word maybe.
Well, no.
The pressure he's under is causing disorientation in his critical thinking. He was unable to process the adjustment in his thoughts to his words quick enough, and that's why they came out mixed together.
I mean, anything's possible.
The puzzle piece in that situation, boys, is racism.
Him coming out of his car was not my imagination. Okay. And it was right after I saw that he started coming out of his car and saying, "You're dead, bitch."
When you went and grabbed your gun, racked it, and came back around, what were you shooting at? Did you acquire a target or did you just start shooting?
I shot at the door.
Which door? Which door?
The rear passenger.
You shot at his door?
Yes.
What was the purpose of that?
Saved my life.
From the door?
No, he was coming out of his door, and I guess he went back in it, but that's where he was prior.
Hypothetically, you and him exchange words. He opened the door to go in the store to use the bathroom.
He wouldn't have said, "You're dead, bitch," and then...
I'm just saying.
Well, then I guess I would be in trouble if that was the case. But that's not what happened.
We are so lucky. Really? There should be 3 of those 4 should have been hit. 3 of those 4. You could have 3 dead guys right now. Okay? Luckily for the guy in the front seat, his door stopped the bullets. They entered the door but they didn't go all the way in. Because the front door's got bullet holes in it. Okay? And there's another one you shot when you were doing the suppression fire, basically, to keep their heads down as they're driving away. You put one in the back of the car. There's several shots directly into the rear of the truck. And one of them comes zinging in through the back and goes right up and hits the sun visor where the driver is as he's driving out. Didn't miss his noggin by much. So we could very easily have 3 victims at this point. Luckily, those guys didn't get hit or any way, shape, but they're all fine. Except for the poor guy who's pretty much was dead right there. It didn't take him long. He was gone. We see a lot of scenarios, and we deal with...
Why does he feel remorse? If they were criminals who were trying to murder him, he shouldn't feel remorse right now. I mean...
threatening situations. I mean, it's not, we deal with them all the time where somebody defends themselves. I mean, we do. And There are clear-cut cases where you go, yep, sure did, buddy. You know?
I mean, I know he doesn't feel remorse. You heard the phone conversation to his fiance. We know. We all fucking know he doesn't feel remorse. I'm just saying. He just looks sad because he got caught, okay? Kind of like how chat can't catch these fucking top of the hour ad breaks. Even though you guys were fucking spamming it already, so I'm just giving up at this point. All right? Now, of course, when an ad break does come, there is something you can do. I know I keep doing them early because, like, if I do it at the top of the hour, you're going to know. Okay? This was not your best work. I know. I kind of phoned this one in, okay? I kind of phoned this one in, dude. Anyway, if you know, when the ad break cometh, though, you know what to do. You know, you can use a VPN, you can use an ad block, or you can subscribe either with a Twitch Prime for free or with a $5 subscription, you know. Any one of these things works, okay? Here's the ad break now. Play more ads, no Racy. I watch your stream on my smart fridge, no ads. Also, here's another way that you can avoid the ad breaks. You know, if you're a fucking asshole, if you like defend racist murderers, as the one chatter also pointed out, and I'll ban you. So it literally feels like you're constantly in an ad break. Actually, when you're banned, you can still watch the stream. But you won't be able to chat ever again.
You defended yourself. Have a nice day. Unfortunately, this is not one of them.
I'm not feeling so hot now that you guys are...
Unfortunately, we have that effect sometimes.
Well, I don't mean sick. I mean, I actually am starting to be sick in my stomach. I don't know how I can express to you guys that I was in fear for my life. I've never been so scared in my whole life. I've been mad and my hands shake, but I was so afraid that I didn't have time to think. I only reacted.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you"?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
Do I need to get a lawyer? I mean, it sounds like I'm in deep shit.
Well, that is up to you. We have a warrant. Duval County issued a warrant for your arrest for murder and attempted murder. Okay, that's what you're being charged with right now. Okay, just the first step in the process.
The way I see this was
It's a bit late for fucking lawyer talk now, brother. You already gave like conflicting testimony that will be used against you in court. 100%. So, like, how are you going to be a rich white guy who did a fucking hate crime, like a hateful, racist ass murder, and not know that you need a fucking lawyer? Like, what's the point, dude? It like doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how? Sometimes I think the power that he had as like a rich person, not just because he's like, not just because he's white too, but like definitely because he's a rich person and like the system is supposed to protect him. He literally thought like he could get out of it.
I was scared for my life, and I fought back. And you guys are seeing this as murder.
This is where we're at right now. They'll process you here first, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take you before they got to go through all that kind of stuff. But you will be brought back to Duval County. Like I said, this is a start.
Is there any opportunity to bail?
There's no bond. There's no bond on a murder charge in Duval County. Yeah, it's standard. They don't allow it.
Right. Is it automatic that it's a murder charge when it's self-defense?
I'll explain to you how it works on our end. We do our investigation. We get our facts.
Wait, that's so weird, but the other guy walked away for 25 days. That other guy was doing self-defense as well. I thought self-defense allowed you to walk away for 25 days until it went to the state attorney. Huh. I mean, he is in Duval County. The other guy was in Florida, too.
We have a prosecutor from the state attorney's office with us who sees all the facts, sees the case. We confer with the state attorney's office, say these are
Motherfucker, that wasn't self-defense either.
These are what we have as facts.
Oh, because it was manslaughter. Well, ultimately they ended up hitting him with manslaughter. Did he get first degree? Are they charging him with murder? Are they saying it's first degree murder? No, this is not even. No, this isn't even murder. This isn't first degree murder either. No, this is second degree murder. So it's exactly. It is. He was not convicted on first. You're wrong. I don't think. Hold on. Oh, he was. I'm sorry. He was. First degree murder. Yeah. He got first degree murder for the murder, and then he got attempted second degree murder for firing at the 3 other teenagers.
And they determined, yes, we believe there's enough to issue an arrest warrant at this point based off the evidence we have, and that's why we.
I'm not yelling.
I really didn't know that I was being charged with murder and attempted.
First, second, and third degree murder, can you explain it? It's different. It varies by state. Every state has different rules and restrictions, but oftentimes it's like premeditated murder and then accidental murder or like murderous intent. Those are the varying degrees. But usually the difference is between like premeditated versus happened in a fucking moment when you snapped versus you did it on accident. You ever been to jail? Yes.
Murder. That sucks.
I'm not yelling, but maybe my
Sorry
mic is
to be
loud.
under these circumstances.
Me too. I mean, if there is, there's probably about 5 things I could have gotten done differently last night, but it's unfortunate it turned out the way it did.
It is. Okay. Well, I'll get with the guys here and we'll get you use the restroom for you. Okay.
He was remanded into custody at the Duval County Jail, where he remained for 14 months awaiting trial.
Did you ask the guys in the red SUV to turn down that bass?
I did. I said, "Can you turn that down, please?"
What was the response from the red SUV?
They turned it off.
And at that point, what did you then say?
I said, "Thank you." Very soon after, I start hearing things like F him and F that, and...
Does it escalate?
Well, the music came back on. Now it got ugly.
Apparently, someone said this is from a HBO show or something. Okay, HBO documentary, so that's why there's like this fucking weird like Instagram filter on it.
After hearing the something cracker and this and that.
He's got the Hasan part. Yeah, me and my dude, we got the same hairstyle.
I hear, I should kill that motherfucker.
Here, I should fucking kill that motherfucker. And now he's screaming.
Okay.
There's no mistake of what he said. That is what he said.
Notice the considerable increase in both emphasis and conviction when making his statements. His lawyer has now instructed him in how to respond, but unfortunately for Michael, the jury had access to his interrogation where he was asked the same questions.
So interesting that he never brought up cracker in any like racial terms or anything
The
like
guy
that.
that was in the back is getting really agitated. And my window's up. I can't hear everything he's saying, but, you know, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that. And
dude, I love white people that have like never even been around black people trying to sound black. Oh yeah, white man, it's time to do a murder. Cracker. It's so funny. Chatters will do that too sometimes. Will be like, I'm a black man and I'm offended by what you said. Blacks rule, exactly.
fuck that bitch. And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like, they're saying, kill him. So I put my window down again.
I put my window back down and I asked, are you talking about me?
Now, what was the response when you said, are you talking about me?
He reached forward and picked something up and slammed it against the door. I didn't know what it was at first, but when he says, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I look and I'm looking at a barrel. He's showing me a gun and he's threatening me.
What happens now? What did you believe was about to happen to you?
I thought I was gonna be killed.
But I'm black and I do sound white, Hassan? No, motherfucker, you literally misunderstood what I'm saying. White people love acting like black people talk a certain way. And often, Jesus Christ, dude, I don't even know, like, I feel like half of the time I have to clarify statements that I made that like 50,000 people understood, but like 4 people misunderstood. So now I have to literally fucking... Soy black? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Still didn't go for my gun at that time. I was just like going, oh my God, where is all this hostility coming from? And it was at that point where he said, this shit's going down now.
Not once was this mentioned during his
Yeah, he said, hey, yo, cracker, this shit's going down now. That's what he said. And then he took out his gun and he said, I love voting for Obama. I did it illegally. You jive turkey. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Interrogation. It seems to be a poignant recollection when stated here, which would arise suspicion as to why he failed to mention it earlier.
In your wildest dreams, could you fathom being in that position over a common courtesy?
No.
Okay. Now, at this point, what's going through your mind when he said, this shit's going down now?
This was clear.
Hey, yo, Charlie, turn that shit up. That's so funny, dude. No, what was it? Ayo, turn that shit up, Charles. It's so... How can you get mad at that? That's just so funny. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I no disrespect to the Minecraft stands that are black and brown, who got very upset at that, but like, I mean, some of this stuff is just funny because it's out of touch. You know what I mean? No, it was Ayo.
You're in present danger, and I said, you're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch.
Okay. And as you said that, were you looking at him, or were you now moving to get that fire?
I said that as I was retrieving my pistol.
Could you show the jury exactly what you did?
Well, if we say over here is my glove box, I'm looking out the window, and I said, "You're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch," and I shot.
Okay.
What?
And do you even...
Bro, yo, anytime someone gets this animated, like, you've lost, dude. It's like writing a long-ass fucking post on Reddit, okay? Guys, stop saying ad time. I already ran the ad. He's, like, fucking proud of it, dude. It's so weird. Dude, he's such a strange, pathetic man, dude. What a strange and also pathetic man. Oh, my Lord.
Retrieving my pistol.
Could you show the jury exactly what you did?
Well, if we say over here is my glove box, I'm looking out the window, and I said, "You're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch," and I shot.
Okay. And do you even recall how many times you shot?
I do not. Kind of was in a fixed position with the tunnel vision. I didn't realize the SUV was moving. I was still aiming at the rear passenger, and it didn't register that the car was backing.
Bro, by the way, like, gun owners in America think they're like, hoorah, Rambo. I got 2 AR-15s, guns akimbo. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fucking shoot, like, looters that are coming into my neighborhood. They can't fuck my white daughter, whatever. But, like, gun owners in real life are exactly this guy, okay?
Shit's going down now.
It's exactly
this.
This
was a clear and present danger.
Earlier.
I'm gonna shoot you, you son of a bitch. I'll tell you.
God.
Oh God, I'm gonna shoot you. That's what they actually are. Like, this is exactly how they are in real life.
Okay. Where is all this hostility coming from? And it was at that point where he said, "This shit's going down now."
Not once was this mentioned during his interrogation. It seems to be a poignant recollection when stated here, which would arise suspicion as to why he failed to mention it earlier.
In your wildest dreams, could you fathom being in that position over a common courtesy?
No.
Okay. Now, at this point, what's going through your mind when he said, "This shit's going down now"?
This was a clear and present danger, and I said, "You're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch."
Okay. And as you said that, were you looking at him, or were you now moving to get that fire?
I said that as I was retrieving my pistol.
Could you show the jury exactly what you did?
Well, if we say over here is my glove.
Yeah. Gun owners who think they're fucking John Rambo, but actually gun owners in real life. I'm running it again because I want you to see it again.
I'm looking out the window, and I said, "You're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch," and I shot.
Okay. And do you even recall how many times you shot?
I do not. Kind of was in a fixed position with the tunnel vision. I didn't realize the SUV was moving. I was still aiming at the rear passenger, and it didn't register that the car was backing up.
Okay. And at some point, you realize now there's no more red door in front of your face?
This is where Rhonda starts coming into my mind, because I know she's heard the shots. I know Rhonda. It wasn't just my life I was worried about now.
And at some point now, do you see that SUV actually drive towards a different direction or try to drive away?
It did, and this is where the now they're back in line with, if they fire on me, they'll hit the front door, and this is where Rhonda comes out.
What was your purpose of firing towards the back of that vehicle? Were you
I was worried about a blind firing situation where they would, shoot over their heads or whatever and hit me or hit me and Rhonda. I stopped firing when it appeared that the threat was over.
And how long had you been with Miss Rower?
3.5, 4 years.
Did you have a serious relationship with her?
Absolutely, she's my fiance.
Okay. And were you living with her at the time?
Yes, we were.
Okay. Was this dog kind of...
What did I miss? I'm sorry. I missed it. I gotta run it back. I was peeing. I'm seeing the fucking waterworks here, though.
Firing towards the back of that vehicle. Were you What was your purpose of
fire on me? They'll hit the front door, and this is where Rhonda comes out.
What was your purpose of firing towards the back of that vehicle? Were you trying?
I was worried about a blind firing situation where they would, you know, shoot over their heads or whatever and hit me and Rhonda. I stopped firing when it appeared that the threat was over.
And how long had you been with?
By the way, to the people who are saying like he saw too many action movies, you're wrong. That was not a part of his original initial testimony. He would have 100% mentioned that. That's a coached ass fucking line. He thought about it after the fact and he's lying about it now. That's not a real reason why he shot at them. I just want you to understand that he shot at them because they were black kids and he felt disrespected, okay? That's the real reason why he did that. So not because of the blind fire, not because he thought there was a gun, not for anything other than the fact that they were black kids who were 17 years old and he felt disrespected by them. He was a little drunk and he wanted to show them a lesson, okay? Teach them a lesson by murdering them. That's it. That's the reality. So, all this other shit, that's a bit presumptive. No, it's not a bit presumptive, you fucking idiot. Unless you are completely unaware of the facts of the story of the case. What do you think happened then, you fucking moron? Luckily, I don't need to hear your fucking dumbass take because guess what? He's in fucking jail now because that argument that he put forward did not stick. So shut the fuck up. God damn, dude.
With Miss Rower?
3.5, 4 years.
Did you have a serious relationship with her?
Absolutely, she's my fiance.
Okay. Were you living with her at the time?
In a fit of a tunnel vision, he thought of all of that. No, the tunnel vision was like, I'm fucking mad that I'm getting disrespected. I'm getting disrespected by some fucking black teenagers. Fuck these kids. They're thugs. And he just started blasting. That's it.
Yes, we were.
Okay. Was this dog kind of your guy's child?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And what was his name?
His name is Charlie.
The defendant just got emotional over his supposed gallantry and undying love for his partner, and now accelerates this emotion for the purpose of expressing how much he loves his pet. In his mind, he is exhibiting appealing human traits to the jury.
Except, motherfucker, it's a literal trope at this point that white people care more about their fucking dogs than black people, okay? So guess what? At least one, if there's like at least a single black person in that jury, they're gonna recognize that shit. Hey, yo, turn that shit up, Charles. But like literally. The same white people that'll be like, oh, a 14-year-old black kid's being pressed against the fucking hot pavement by a cop. That's actually normal and that kid is actually an adult and deserved it. Will then turn around and yell at you for having your puppy's paws on that same fucking pavement. It's just how it is, dude. And no, it's not all white people. It's not all white people, okay? No, you're fucking crying, but like I'm a white person, so shut the fuck up. You fragile little bitch. It's not all white people. It's like an immediate fucking self-report, dude. Like nobody is blaming you. Shut the fuck up. Unless you literally assume that people are saying that you are like this. In which case, you kind of might be. God damn, with your fucking fragility, dude. Holy shit.
Cross as a man of clear nobility and selflessness, who only protected the woman.
Dude, I just don't want white people thinking we think they're all racist.
he loves from a perceived imminent threat, while also being a gentle soul that sheds a tear at just the mere thought of his beloved puppy. The thing is, the defendant only has tunnel vision with regard to himself and his own perspective. The jury, on the other hand, will be looking at the big picture. Rather than perceiving this emotion from the viewpoint the defendant wants them to, they may see it as a contrived and narcissistic attempt at elevating his own character. He has now shown the jury that he has the personality type to get emotional, and this emotion comes out as he self-describes his valiant conduct and gentle spirit, yet not a shred of emotion was displayed as he described the exact moment he took the life of a young man.
Mr. Dunn, you love Rhonda Rauer.
Yes, sir, I do.
Right? You love her a lot, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Right, and when she got into that car, she asked you what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you telling this jury that on the way back to the hotel, you told Rhonda Rauer that the boys in the car had a gun?
If I told her on the way to the hotel, I told her several times at the hotel, I told her several times on the way home that this was self-defense.
That wasn't my question. From the time you left the gate station to the time you got back to the Sheraton, how many times did you use the word gun to describe what the boys, let me finish, what the boys in the car had?
I couldn't tell you.
Was it more than one?
At least one.
Mr. Dunn, the truth is, you never told the love of your life that those boys had a gun.
You weren't there.
Did you? You did tell her then?
I said you were not there.
I get that. I know that. Truth is, you never told Rhonda Rauer they had a gun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should just stop prosecuting this case. I wasn't literally there, dude. I didn't realize that, as a prosecutor, you have to literally be there when the crime happens. You know? That's crazy. Dude, the fucking entitlement on this bitch, dude. What the fuck? I didn't realize. This is called the you weren't there method, which is when you don't have anything else. When you don't have anything else, you just say, oh, you didn't see it with your own eyes. Pretty good.
That is incorrect.
Remember to speak loudly into the...
Also, remember, your wife was there, and she testified against you with respect to, you ever informing her that there was a gun involved in the situation. So, guess what? Sucks to suck, bitch.
The microphone so everybody can hear you, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Miss Wolfson.
When you came out of the gate gas station and you got into the defendant's car?
Yes.
Did the defendant ever tell you he saw a gun in that red SUV?
No.
Did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
There was no mention of a stick?
No.
There was no mention of a shotgun?
No.
Bro, she is ruining him, by the way. What's up with that? Kind of cool.
There was no mention of a barrel?
No.
There was no mention of a lead pipe?
No.
Back in the hotel room, Miss Rauer, that same night, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw the boys with a firearm?
No.
Did he ever tell you that he saw the boys with a weapon?
No.
On the 2-hour drive the following morning, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a gun in the SUV?
No.
And on that 2-hour drive, did he ever tell you he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
On February 15th...
That's such a funny transition, dude. Boom.
2014, Michael Dunn was found guilty on 3 counts of attempted murder, for which he was rendered a 90-year sentence. 7 months later, on October 1st, he was rendered an additional life sentence without the possibility of parole. His appeal was denied by the 1st District Court on November 17, 2016. He is currently being held at the maximum security Oregon State Penitentiary.